Superman 2025 had two post-credit scenes that are self-contained for the movie and its characters. I still think to this day the best post-credit scene that we've seen in one of these superhero movies is the 2012 Avengers, of seeing our first appearance of Thanos. And it was like right out of the Infinity Gauntlet comics. It was the Thanos right out of the comics. And I remember seeing that at the end of 2012's Avengers and being like, whoa, Thanos from Infinity Gauntlet. Now, these two Superman post-credit scenes, they're a lot like the Guardians of the Galaxy post-credit scenes, where like volume 2 and volume 3, where the post-credit scenes were there to serve the characters. And I really love to see Superman looking at Earth with his dog. It really shows you the relationship that man has with their dog, and taking care of your pets, and the importance of your pet and the pets that we have in our lives. So this was my favorite Superman movie, and Krypto stole the show. Lex is evil. How are you going to try to kidnap Krypto? So that was the first. That was like there was like a scene in the middle of the credits. This is that scene in the middle of the credits. And then we also have that scene where Supergirl crashes into the Fortress of Solitude, right? And she's drunk, and we find out that Krypto is really her pet, right? So we find out that she was the one who brought Krypto. And that we also find out that Superman and her can't get drunk in under the yellow sun. They have to go to a solar system with a red sun in order to get drunk. And I thought that was a great line to include with those two, And then the very, very end scene was hilarious, because we see that Superman is still doing repair work in the city after the fight with that giant monster that we see in the trailer. And him and Mr. Terrific are looking at the buildings to make sure they put them back straight. Wow, the writing in this movie was great. And James Gunn did something that I thought couldn't be done with Superman today. And that's to eliminate the preachiness from Superman. To eliminate, right, any boring scenes, to make Superman fresh again. And I never liked Mr. Terrific in the comics, and in the movie he is awesome. And this is what happens when you have a great writer or director behind these characters who cares about these characters. Okay? And man, you're gonna love all the Superman characters. But I have to say, this movie has to be one of the best Superman stories in general. And I hope the comics are gonna look at this movie. The people writing the comics are gonna look at this movie and they're gonna say, this is how we need to write the comics.